Hi, I'm Chris Johnston, one of the school board trustees for Grand Prairie Public School Division. Something I hear a lot is people asking what exactly a trustee does, so I'd like to share a few things that are sometimes misunderstood about the role. Grand Prairie Public uses a governance board model. We govern as a board, not as individuals. When I'm not at the board table, I don't have any more authority in our school division than anybody else in Grand Prairie. Individual trustees can't make any decisions for the school division on their own. The real power only happens when we all come together as a board. We work together to set the big picture, strategic direction for our schools, but we don't run the day-to-day operations. That's the superintendent's job, and that's by design. The board provides oversight and accountability, while the superintendent runs the division and executes the board's strategic vision. We're like a company's board of directors, focused on vision, policy, and making sure that things are running well in the division. The work requires commitment. While trustees can occasionally miss meetings, regular attendance at our regularly scheduled public board meetings is always expected. We can't represent the community if we're not showing up. Prior to running for election, all trustee candidates have to submit a recent criminal record check with their nomination package, which is the same standard that we require of all the employees within the division. Overall, being a trustee is about collaborative governance, strategic oversight, and providing accountability to the public in the operations of the Grand Prairie Public School Division.
So today I'd like to talk about the role of the trustee and the expectation of time. There certainly is a commitment required, beginning with attendance at board meetings, which are currently about twice per month, the second and fourth Tuesday, and they're recorded so that everyone can listen to them. They require up to 4 hours per meeting, and sometimes that does or doesn't include prep time. We divide amongst the trustees our 18 monthly school council meetings, because we have 18 schools, and all try to attend the Council of School Chairs. There are several committees of the board, including Professional Development Committee, a Trustee Teacher Liaison Committee, a Non-Instructional Support Staff Committee, Student Advisory, and several other ad hoc committees, such as Continuous Improvement, a Naming Committee, and we even have Capital Planning. But I'm sure I'm missing a committee or two. This happens at the beginning of the year, where we divide these committees amongst the trustees. So they also include an Advisory and Engagement Committee, a Board Policy Committee, a Board Evaluation Committee, as well as Superintendent Evaluation Committee. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how important it is to be meeting and preparing for meetings internally, like all of these ones, but also externally, with partners such as the Chamber, other elected officials such as the city, local MLAs, and of course our Education Foundation. We have day-long zone meetings, a provincial responsibility, as we are proud members of the Alberta School Board Association. We are also proud members of the Public School Board Association. These two associations meet for 3 days each for spring and fall meetings, rotating in Calgary and Edmonton. As a municipally elected official, there are established trustee compensation rates, which commence at about $19,000, and they do include per diems for travel and/or longer meetings. This time commitment, though significant, is truly an honor and valuable when you're governing a division such as Grand Prairie Public School Division, where every student succeeds.
Public education is a public good because it advances the public interest and benefits all members of society. That's why education is funded by taxes collected from everyone, not just from those with school-age children, and why public schools are governed by democratically elected school boards. Local school boards act as a bridge between the community and the education system by providing a voice for parents and students. Elected trustees are directly accountable to the voters in their district, making them more responsive to local concerns. School boards advocate for the needs of their students and schools at the provincial level, ensuring that local priorities are not overlooked in broader educational policies. Boards make decisions that are tailored to the specific context of their district. School boards foster a sense of partnership in education by facilitating communication and collaboration. Local boards have a long history rooted in the idea that local participation in public education governance is essential for a healthy democracy. Thank you.
Our board governs through engagement and collaboration. It's the GTEC model if you want to learn more about it. We have some formal processes for doing that. We meet with teachers and non-instructional staff representatives. We meet with students and parents through school councils, and we meet with the administration teams from all the schools. We also meet regularly with local and provincial governments and our local school boards. Informally, we also meet people where they are, at the grocery store, at the park, or at community functions. When doing engagement, it's really important that you have a clarity of roles. For example, if someone came up to me and wanted to talk to me about some discipline that happened at their child's school, I could listen to them, but ultimately direct them back to their teacher or principal, because that's where that authority lies. But if they wanted to talk to me about the school calendar or our capital needs for new schools, that's absolutely something at the governance table and something I would take for information. If you want to learn more about how our board does engagement, look up board policy number 20 on our website.
One of the most common questions I hear from people thinking about running for school board is what kind of skills do I actually need to be a good trustee? It's one of the things I questioned myself when I first chose to run for the position. And realistically, the strength of the board doesn't come from everyone having the same background, same experience, same perspectives and skills. You don't need to have be a financial expert, education expert, or even a retired teacher to run. In fact, the diversity is what makes the board stronger and more reflective of our community. What really matters though is understanding what the role of a trustee really is and focus on governance, setting direction and policy, not managing day-to-day operations. Good trustees know how to listen, ask questions, and work as part of a team. A big part of the role is advocacy, building stronger relationships with community partners and working with different levels of government. If you're committed to public education, want to make a difference, and believe in collaboration, then you already have the foundation to be a good trustee.
Trustees are elected every 4 years to govern the local public education system on behalf of the community. The democratic process ensures the public is engaged in the public education system. Trustees ensure the community has a say in what children learn by communicating effectively with constituents and ensuring their concerns and wishes are heard. Trustees communicate with municipal and provincial governments to ensure those who influence funding and other resources hear the voice of the local community. Trustees make decisions that have the status and impact of law. For example, decisions governing and enforcing the conduct of students and staff. As members of the board, trustees serve a governance role. They delegate the authority for all day-to-day operations to the superintendent.